Hello everyone, it's Remag UK here and welcome to my mini review of Crysis 3 Open Beta. Now the footage in the background is only my second game playing and I wanted to show you this gameplay because I wanted you to see how easy it is to pick up. There's no bullet dip in this game, so from what I can tell you can pretty much shoot at the head and boom, they did. The first thing I do when trying out a new FPS and seeing if it's any good, it's just to hop on, pick a sniper rifle and test the hit reg. So you just aim for the heads, see if it hits the target basically, and that's that. Another thing I check as well is to see if you can twitch fire easily. Planet Side 2 you can't twitch fire at all, which really infuriates me when playing a sniper because that's how I like to do things. So in this you can twitch shoot, which is great, that's important to me, so that gets a big thumbs up from me there. Now before you actually get into the game itself, you need to have the right settings for this, because if you have it all on ultra high settings, you're going to get massive input lag. I've noticed that straight away. Even if you turn down post-processing to low, you're still going to get input lag, so you need to put everything to low, restart the game so it actually activates, and just get back in and it should be fine. The other thing you want to do is to turn off the UI bob, so you don't have the UI bouncing up and down when you run and jump and things like that. I think it's good to have everything stationary, like the mini-map and things like that. When you're looking on that, you don't want it moving around, so as little movement as possible helps with the aim, and that's a good tip for you there. So the UI itself, I think it's actually very good. It's very discreet. You've got something in each corner of the screen. You've got the feeds at the top left there, the kill feed, and it's nicely kind of angled, and it kind of it blends together nicely, and I think it's small enough to be satisfying. There's probably a UI scaling somewhere as well, so you can make it smaller. I haven't checked that, but it's fine the way it is really. I've got no problem. Field of view settings I've left as default. I don't see a reason to change that. So what do I like about the game? Well, firstly I like that you can grab objects like drain pipes and make shields out of the beacon things that fall down. Just grab a bit of the metal off it and use it as a shield. That's pretty cool. They've also added a really cool highlights reel at the end of the game, so you can see the bullets flying directly into the person's eye if you're a sniper. It's very satisfying. It's probably good with all the other classes as well, but especially for sniper I love it. It's a great addition. The animations, they seem good, there's no problem there. As far as I'm aware, there's a good variation in classes. You can pick a custom loadout as well, so you can mix things from different class ports as far as I'm aware. Maybe I'm wrong there, I don't know. I haven't, like I say, I've only played 2 games. Now the game modes, I've only tried the beacon one, whatever it's called, and it seems enjoyable, but I've only played 2 games, so you know I can't really say if it's going to be something that's long lasting. In my opinion, it's probably going to be something that will get boring quite quickly due to the lack of size of the maps, basically, more than anything. After playing Battlefield 3, you've got to have a good map size, if you ask me. So what don't I like about the game? Well, I'm not a huge fan of the stealth aspects. I don't really like people running up behind me that I can't see and just whacking me on the head with their big mallets or whatever the frick they use. I'm not a great fan of it, but I know it's something that Crysis has always done, so I'll let them off that with the power suits and all that jazz. You know, I'll let that one slip, basically. One thing I cannot stand is the clear as day console ports with the menus and the settings. I absolutely hate it when developers just don't bother to make a menu for the PC version that actually suits the PC gamers. So when you look at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons that would normally be weapon slots and item slots like C4 and things like that, you've got 1 which is a toggle button, believe it or not. So you toggle 1 between primary and secondary, and I just don't understand it. I mean, it's basically, that is a console port right there, because it's using 1 button to do 2 things, so that would be great on a controller. But this isn't a controller. I've got a keyboard with about 100 buttons on it, probably more, and I'm having to press the same one to go between 2 weapons, which I can't stand. I hate it. The other thing I've got a big issue with is the sensitivity increment. So another classic console port, you can only go from 5 to 10, from 10 to 15, 15 to 20, and like all the way up to 100 probably. And it's just not good enough. You know, when you've got a mouse, you want a sensitivity that suits you. Because there's no difference between the hip fire sensitivity and the down the sights sensitivity, you need to have a very exact sensitivity. So for me, based on what I played, I'm playing on 5 sensitivity at the moment with an 800 DPI mouse. I ideally would want 7, but how do I do that? I mean, maybe there's console commands. It'll probably be easier down the line to figure it out and do that. But there you go. So that's my mini review. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, and I will see you all in the next thing that I make.